Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm at home. We're back from Georgia. I took a little bit of time away, and we pulled the car out and we just kind of serviced the fuel system and stuck it back in. Um, did a little bit of maintenance on it and just put it right back in the trailer. We said, okay, we're gonna take a little bit of a break because this was quite the trip down to Georgia, and then also getting ready for Georgia over the last I think 3 or 4 months. It's been every weekend, almost every weekend in the shop, working away, getting it ready, doing everything, then rewiring, going to the dyno, all the stuff. So, we took a little bit of time and just kind of enjoyed being back home. And we're gonna start on the next project here, but I wanted to take and just do a this whole build series that we've been doing for the past about 3 to 4 months. We have a playlist on here. It's the Road to Radials, and it was obviously us getting ready, doing a rebuild and everything like that to go down to South Georgia. So, but it's what we started on there. I've just got the list of videos here just off screen, but we did the top end teardown where we tore down the top end of everything, and showed everything on the heads of a Hemi and everything. We did the bottom end teardown with a new turbo. We had the custom fuel system video that we had. The assembly, when we assembled the engine. We took you guys along this entire experience of pulling the engine out of the car, tearing it apart, seeing what we're trying to find, what we go through to rebuild it and everything. Here's putting it. We had a small issue. When we went to go pick up the heads, we picked up the heads from Travis Knowlton at KTRE, and so then we had putting the heads back on, and then all of a sudden we had the idea of let's put the Holley Dominator on. So we had the wiring a Dominator, and then we did the setting up inputs and outputs and how everything kind of worked on that. And then we had the fire up video that we had a lot of comments on of Dad when he had the big fireball come out at him. So, and then after that, now we're only to a couple of weeks ago, we went to the hub dyno, made 2661. That was an awesome time. Had a lot of issues that we figured out on the dyno, so it was cool to be able to show everybody exactly, it doesn't go perfect every single time on there. Then we had our changes for drag radials, what we changed in the rear end. So, just the suspension changes. Then we get into, the day 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down at Lights Out. So it was definitely a really fun, it was a fun build series to do, to show everybody what it's like to get ready for one of these races. We usually go to 1 or 2 of those big races like that a year, and then we have a lot of local stuff that we hit. But going down to Georgia, or heading out to Las Vegas to Streetcar Super Nationals or anything there, you definitely have to challenge yourself to go up against people that when you show up, they're gonna be faster than you. You already know it, but you're just trying to catch up, and eventually you're gonna get too close to where they are, and now you guys are on the same level. But let's talk on this episode. I want to go over some of the data and what happened down at Georgia behind the scenes on that. So let's go ahead and I'll open up some software here, and let's take a look at like what we're running for boost and some some of the stuff on there. Can't show you everything, but we can show you a lot of what we did change and figure out to get to that 417 pass that we did down there.
So this is our run from Q1, where I believe we went 434 at like 177 or something similar to that. I wanted to show you guys a few things on here. So if you see where the mouse is here, there's these big pillars that are up here, 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 and here. Those are the staging input. That's the bump right there. So on here we can actually see the bump. We can see where we want everything to do, and we can monitor it. We actually have the data logger set so that when the trans brake is active and the boost hits 0.5 psi, it starts to record on there. And then we can shut the trans brake off for like when we're on the dyno. It doesn't have to see the trans brake at all. Once it just hits 0.5 boost, it'll take off. If you also look over here, our fuel pressure is at 9 psi. and our ignition timing is 36. That's our base, everything there. I mean, everything looks really good. Our oil temp is warm at 125. This is right at the beginning of the run here. We just did a burnout, and our oil pressure is up at 96. We are on the trans brake. We're starting to build boost. So let's go ahead and at 4,500 RPM, our boost is at 8.5 on there, right there. So we end up launching at 9.5 pounds of boost on there, which I believe we were commanding 9. So we're within 0.5. I'm okay with that for our first time out there. I am not dialing this in 100%. So we are pulling a little bit of timing on there. You can see that 33.35 degrees of timing. Fuel pressure is up exactly where it needs to be. So we're going to then let off the button. We'll go down here right away because everybody wants to see this up there. What did we run out the back? 21.9 pounds of boost right there. You can see it right up here. I've had people think that we are pulling their leg of how much boost we're running. We are not. That is exactly it. Our exhaust back pressure, we are at 23 pounds, so we're basically 1 to 1.
Trying to get in. Here we go. Tree comes down. Oh, he strikes the tires and away he hits there, but Smith making it down.
Dome pressure, 22 pounds. Everything is good there. And that was our run there. So let's go ahead and get to the next run. So here is our Q4 pass that you guys got to see last week, where we went 426, 178. See, we altered our bump, so let's go ahead. Our boost is coming up. You can see we have our boost highlighted up on here, and the fuel pressure is in purple. Red is going to be our RPM. So we're building boost. We're doing good. We're banging on the limiter here. Bump, 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 and the big green line right here is going to be our trans brakes. That's when we let off the trans brake. So we launched on 10 pounds of boost. And everything worked there. Let's go down out the backside here. 30.9, 31 pounds of boost out the back. Okay, now right here circling, you see the RPM comes up and then dips down and then comes back up again. This is some of the stuff that we had people helping us with, and this is kind of how they're doing stuff, so we're not going to show you the exacts of this just because they trusted us with this, and I'm not going to break someone's trust where they're trying to help us. So, but what we can do is we are at, if you look up top here where it says time, where the mouse is, 2.06, so right there we are coming up on 28, 29 into the 30 pounds of boost area here. So you could tell this ramp is not the shortest ramp. I mean, we can probably shove this thing a lot more in there. Here we are in our Q4. If you come up to the top, you can see LO12 Q4. This is the ramp that we were using in that pass. And as you saw, I said at about 2 seconds in, we were finally getting to our full boost and get to our target area. But if you look, we were actually commanding that down here at 1.75 seconds. So our turbo, we are commanding it faster than it can fill and do that. That comes down to shaft speed, is what that is. Knowing how fast you can accelerate the shaft and the turbo to fill your engine up to the desired boost. Now you could hit it harder down here, and now that shaft speed doesn't have to work so hard to come up there, but now you're leaving on so much more power, you have to get that traction under control. So we have our 417 pass. You can see our bumps. So there's 1, 2, 3. The car was rocking back and forth right here, so we bumped in one more time, and you can see how it's open longer. I held the button a little bit longer because it is pulse width modulated, and that actually put us into a deep stage, so that did end up causing a slight issue, but it worked out in the end. So let's go down like this here. You can see we were doing the same manipulations right here. It worked out a little bit better. We're just trying to smooth this from here to here. You can see that area. We're just trying to get that better in to accelerate through there. Like I said, down here we ran 33.3 pounds of boost, 30, 33.0, 33.0, but yeah, 33 pounds of boost down the track. We've heard some people say that, no, there's no way that's what they only ran 30 or like that. You know what, this thing is very efficient and it's working very well, so I'm very happy with that. But you see how there's not a whole bunch of dip in RPM up here. So like up here, there should be a dip from like a shift. What ended up happening is the transmission fluid puked some fluid out, and we were low on fluid and didn't catch it. So transmission is fine. It was just enough where it was slipping the converter all the way down track. We are pretty much at the 32 to 33 pounds of boost at 1.62 seconds, as it says right up here. So here is what we did for our control. Like I said, we were at 1.62 roughly when that boost was coming in. Well, here is 1.60, and we were supposed to be in everything in by 1.33, so you can see we shortened that up. But that shaft speed, because we are holding the power down low so long on here, and we're not able to get it to work down low yet on there, that's why our 60 foot's a little slow. Let's go ahead and show you guys exactly what we were doing for the fueling. We can kind of show you a little bit on that and see what this Holly was controlling for our auxiliary fueling going down there. Back to we're at a slightly different view, but same pass here, and let's go. We're gonna go here. See, now there's a blue line here. That's our auxiliary fuel system right over here on there, turned on. That was turning on at 1100 degrees on EGTs. So we set up in here to take at 1100 degrees. It will turn on the output and turn on solenoid number 1, and then number 2 was coming on at, I believe, 1200, or it might be 1150. But let's turn off number 1 here. You can see it actually came up. It was on, it cooled down on there, and then it came back up in temperature, and then it was on all the way down track. Right here, the EGTs got warm, and this cut our ignition right there at 4.37 into the pass. So we were still full throttle while I was pulling through it to the chutes, and it killed the ignition right there. Exactly what the safety was meant to do. So this this Holly system, being able to turn our fuel on via when the EGTs get warm, that's how we were tuning on this. That was a saver right there. I mean, I didn't have to worry about burning up an engine or anything like that. So I was very, very happy with that.
And there you have it, guys. That's our some of the tuning that we had to encounter down in Georgia. I kind of wanted to share that with you because I know a lot of people are very interested in the tuning side of how we were kind of getting down track, or kind of what everything was looking at, boost ramps and such on there. So, but the car is going to be put away for a bit. But we are going to be starting next week on our next project, which is Project DD 10.5, which is Daily Driver 1050s. That's going to be my own personal 2004 GTO. We have a pile of parts going on it, and it is going to be a true daily driver, and we want it to run 1050s at the track, and anybody can drive it. So it's going to be a pretty fun deal there. Also, Al's car is all done, and he did decide on a name, and it is going to be the Underdog Camaro. So a pretty slick looking deal that he got there. So thank you guys for watching, subscribing, everybody that reached out and gave us congratulations on our passes down in Georgia. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It was awesome, and until next time, guys, be safe.